of the NMJ Sports Podcast. I am your host, Noah, joined by Big Dog GC. What's up, GC?
What's up? How you doing?
All right, so this episode is for tomorrow, May 7th, but today is May 6th, and I'm joined by a special guest. We got D1 football player Donovan Kaufman. What's up, Donovan?
How y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. All right, so I'll go ahead and ask the first question. So it's probably, a pretty common question. But who's your biggest role model, man?
Definitely my parents. Just growing up, having them two to look up to. They always they turned me to the man I am today, and dealing with the things that I know they dealt with, and they didn't show it, just to know how strong they were.
Yep, yes, sir.
I like that answer. I have a question. Do you go by Sosa or do you go by Donovan?
Sosa, Donovan. A lot of coaches call me DK though. So
DK.
yeah.
DK Metcalf.
Okay, a small DK. Okay.
All right, so I'll go next, GC. All right, so the next question I have for you, man. So this is like another common question. But who is your favorite NFL team, man?
Definitely the Saints, man. Hometown, home team. Have to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, GC, man, it's you.
All right. So since you've been from Louisiana and playing against all these guys from Louisiana, are there any good friends you got playing for LSU right now, or because we're both big LSU fans, so.
Yeah, Carl Moore. Went to high school with him. I still work out with him. Actually, probably be seeing.
Okay. He's a stud right there. That guy's a stud.
Yes, sir.
So if you're working out with him, and you a stud too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got another one. I know you played at Archbishop. Who were some big time players you played against in high school?
Against, man, I'm not even about to lie. Our defense was. I don't think nobody really stood out, but nah, Catholic high school running back. I was seeing in the state game. He did his ditty. He stood out to me.
Okay. Where does he go? Do you know his name?
Jake. Some Parker. I think it's Josh Parker. Yeah, it's Josh Parker. I think he's at McNeese. He got one of them.
Okay. No, you can go ahead if you want.
All right, man. So next question I got, man. So so what's the competition like, man, playing in the SEC?
Man, I tell you no lie, it's not that different. The only thing is that they bigger. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to talk about this. Some would say you might have been a little under recruited coming out of high school. How do you feel that shaped you after playing some in college now?
I mean, I know that I definitely was under recruited because of my size. So that that's just a chip on my shoulder.
Exactly.
I know that the coaches know that. A lot of people know that. That's the only reason why. But I just play with that chip on my shoulder.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you got to do, and you've been showing out and playing good ball. So I mean, keep it going, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep. And also, real quick, man. So I was watching your highlights in high school, man, and you was a straight dog, man. And so you played offense too, right?
Yeah, they let me. I played offense my whole life actually until I got to high school. They changed me to defense, so I had to learn that completely. I played quarterback for majority of my life. Then, when I got a little bit older, I switched to running back.
Okay, yeah, man, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I saw your highlights, man, and you are all over the field, man.
Yeah.
Do you think that you playing quarterback when you were younger helped you on the defense side of the ball?
I'm pretty sure it has, because it's and it had to, because it just had to. Look at it. I legit did not know nothing about defense. All I know is, all right, I want the ball, get the ball. See ball, get ball.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. So you're in the transfer portal now. I didn't want to talk to you and have you tell us what team you're going to, if you have any thoughts about that. I just want to see if you had any like top teams that you're looking at, or if you can let us know about that, or.
Yeah. So right now it's really out of FSU, Texas, and Auburn.
Okay. Those are some big schools right there. Hey, if you go when any of those schools, you're gonna ball out and keep on showing out, man.
Yes, sir.
I can ask you another one. Now playing for a couple years, what do you felt like you've grown in the most?
Can you repeat that question?
So like now playing a couple years in college football, what do you feel like you've grown in the most coming from high school to college? Like, what do you think you've improved on?
Really, I think the biggest improvement was my confidence. Like my first game in college, I was nervous, but not that the fact that I was playing, but I was more nervous over the fact that while I'm playing an SEC game at Texas A&M on national television, that's all I'm thinking. Like I'm not even worried about the competition. I'm just thinking over the fact that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get into that game until like the end, but like just gaining that confidence from that game, like that's really what I learned. Like confidence is key. Like
Yep. As soon as you hopped in that game, you felt like a different player after playing a little while, huh?
yeah,
I completely understand. Like just playing those big lights, that's a big time change coming from
yeah, because like all you hear is how good they are in the SEC. So it's like I'm really like, damn, bro. Cause like my whole life, I always felt like football was easy to me, and I always questioned myself. I was like, damn, am I not playing competition, or like, am I actually good? Then I was just like, nah, it got to be competition. But then I look at it, I'm like, but people I'm playing against, they going to these same big schools like me, so like something got to be up.
Right, you're competing with them, like you're
Yeah,
at that level,
yeah.
And no, you can go ahead.
All right, man. All right, so I got two more questions for you. The first one is, so who's a player that you looked up to a lot, man?
Playing right now.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep.
It's not really a lot playing right now, but I mean probably Tyron. I really like his game. Just seeing how much he developed from college to the league, like he just keep getting better.
Yep, yes, sir. And then my last question for you is, so what is something that you're looking to improve on?
Um, One day I want to improve on just from being back from this spring, finishing and like just finishing my man coverage. I really want to. I feel like my man coverage for like it's not bad, but I just want to be like if I was to play cornerback, I could be a shutdown corner. Like I want to be perfect at it.
Yeah, I get you. Yep. And then that's it for me, GC.
I don't really have anything else. So I wanted to ask you this because the guy that we had on was also from Louisiana. How has it been different from like you growing up in Louisiana? From I know you grew you started playing at Vanderbilt, but how's that different? Like that college life compared to that high school life in Louisiana?
Honestly, it was I couldn't really tell you because of COVID. Like so I don't really know how it would have been normally.
Yeah.
But I know for me it was kind of like the same because I finished high school off online. So it really wasn't a lot changed. Just the fact that I was up there, I was by myself now. That was really it.
Hey, well, I mean, those three schools that you got coming up next are some big cities. So hopefully, when this COVID gets away, you'll have a good time up there.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's all I got. So if if you have anything else, but
No,
thanks for
man, that's
talking.
all. So real quick, man, before I let you go, tell the people, man. So like where they can find you on Instagram.
Instagram is Sosa Kaufman, no space. So that's SOSAKAUFMAN. And all my social medias are the same thing.
All right, man. Sounds good. Well, hey, man, thanks for your time, man. God bless, man.
All right, thanks for talking. Thanks. Have a good night, man.
Appreciate it. You too.
Thanks.
All right, no problem. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the NMJ Sports Podcast. Also, earlier we had a special guest, Donovan Kaufman, on the podcast again. Big thanks for him coming on. Also, find him on Instagram at Sosa Kaufman with a K. on Instagram. And GC, man, that's pretty cool that he knows Corey Mormon from LSU.
Yeah, he was a pretty good guy. He was a real good guy to talk to. It was interesting to hear his takes and like also him being from Louisiana and obviously a place I want to go visit and stuff like that. He knows some LSU guys, and he even said he was going to go work out with them tomorrow, I think. So that's pretty cool to be tight with like LSU guys. Like those are elite type of players.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So on the rest of this episode, there's a lot of news to cover. We have some discussion questions for you guys, and then we're going to get you guys ready for another sports-packed weekend. But first, we are going to some college basketball. There's a lot of college basketball news to get to. And first, Michigan sophomore forward Franz Wagner enters the 2021 NBA draft. He scored 12.5 points and 6.5 rebounds, 3.0 assists, and he shot 47%. So I haven't watched a whole lot of him. I watched bits and pieces of him, man. But GC, man, do you think it's just a right move for him?
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to happen. He's just that projectable type of guy. He played pretty solid, shot a good percentage, and he's really young. So he just like projects to the NBA the way he plays. He's kind of like a stretch, can do kind of everything. So I mean, I assumed it was going to happen after the season happened, and it happened. So good luck to him, and hopefully he gets drafted where he wants to get drafted now.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, same, man, for sure. And so I'm not positive. Did he have a brother that played?
Oh, it's he plays
Yeah,
sure he just got traded. Mo Wagner, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Man, was that guy special?
Yeah, solid guy. Another solid guy out of Michigan. So he knew like his brothers in the league, and he probably understood the skill that he had, and he was like, yeah, I think I can go because my brother's there. Like
Yep. With some more news, big news from Baylor. Baylor's added again with another transfer. They have added transfer guard Dale Bonner. He's the leading scorer for a Division II Fairmont State. So he leads that team in scoring, assists, and steals, man. So this kid's a baller. Baylor is getting another great transfer.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep getting everybody. They saw what happened this past year, and then they were like, oh, yeah, so that's a good place to go. Their coach is phenomenal. They saw the veteran guards, what they did there, and they're going to continue to go. So I think that's a great move for him.
Yep. And then with some more news, Auburn has signed Arkansas transfer guard. Sorry if I say his first name wrong, but I'm going to take a guess at this and say Desi Sills. So he averaged 7.5 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. So a pretty solid pickup for Auburn. With some more news, Kentucky has hired Illinois' assistant Orlando. Last name's hard to say, but I'll just go with Antoine. And then Ron Coleman is also added to the staff. UK last season had a 9-16 season, program's first sub .500 campaign since Eddie Sutton's 13-19 record in 1988 to 89. Some more news: Iowa State has added versatile transfer Isaiah Brockton from Penn State. So he was the second leading scorer with 12.6 points. He shot a team best 84.1% on free throws and averaged 4.9 rebounds and 1.7 assists. And then I'll let GC cover the LSU transfer real quick, man.
So continues to happen, keep on happening. LSU keeps losing guys. I think just because they lost their top players and the other guys just think that they can have better teams and better roles other places. So now freshman he was going to be a sophomore. His name's Josh Gray, has decided to enter the transfer portal. So that is now the third player that has entered the transfer portal from LSU, including Jalen Cook and Andre Hyatt. Andre Hyatt committed to Rutgers, and then Jalen Cook committed to Tulane. Those are some smaller schools, but I think they know what they're doing. They're going to find a bigger role there, and it's upsetting to see Josh Gray go. He was a pretty good young big. He had a lot of upside, but obviously he thinks he can succeed somewhere else. So LSU's going to have more of like a rebuild year, but we're still going to be solid. I'm not really going to be worried about it. There's off and on years, but LSU will always be solid as the basketball team.
Yes, sir. That's for sure, man. All right, so that is it for college basketball. Going to some UFC. Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. That fight is moved to UFC 263 card on June 12th. The Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards fight, that was supposed to be for UFC 262, but Nate Diaz got hurt in camp, so that fight is off. With some more news, Florida. So the state of Florida will no longer test boxers or UFC fighters for marijuana. And then with the last news, strawweight fight, Miranda Rodriguez versus popular fighter Michelle Watterson is set to headline UFC Fight Night this Saturday. It was supposed to be TJ versus Corey Sahagan, but TJ got pulled because he got hurt. So that is the new fight for UFC Fight Night. All right, guys, going to some college football now. Not a whole bunch of college football either. But the biggest news, the second biggest news is Texas top tackler, linebacker Jawan Mitchell is transferring to Tennessee. He had 62 tackles, team best last year. This is I was just confused by this, man, because, I understand that, Texas just picked up, Ben Davis from Alabama. But I mean, like when you're a team, man, and you lose your top tackler, man, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it'll pinch in the butt, but obviously he feels like that situation there was not for him, and I understand. But it's just crazy to see all these transfers happening. It's just like you can't go a day without someone. Oh, I'm transferring. Oh, I'm transferring. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, man.
So it's literally crazy. But I mean, I don't know. They might have to change the rule at some point, just because it's just like they're basically showing kids that it's like they to not fight through adversity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel like when you fight through adversity, your team is more successful. You play harder, stuff like that. But they're like, oh, I just want to go play here. I think I'm going to play here immediately instead of fighting for that. And obviously, their main goal is to go to the pros and so on. But it's a mixed emotions for me. I don't know, but hopefully he has success there, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. And then some more news. Defensive end Justin Forster is set to return for Clemson after a long haul with COVID-19. So if you guys did not know, Justin Foster had a bunch of symptoms from COVID-19 and missed the whole season because of it. So he is coming back. So that's definitely good news for Clemson. So with some news that happened today around 1:53 p.m. on ESPN, Oklahoma Sooners, two football players, Seth Egwuon and Trajan Bridges is no longer on the team. There was an incident. The Norman Police Department said last month that it had responded to a robbery allegation and detained one person with multiple reports saying McGowan and Bridges were involved. So that's definitely not good to see, GC.
Yeah, I tell you every time, man. Like these I say young guys, but they're like my age,
Yeah.
But like, I mean, younger adults. It's just like it continues to happen. Like they continue to think that like they can do these things, and they're getting punished. And I don't understand like why they continue. They see like other kids in other colleges and pros getting in trouble. Like it's not the right thing to do. So hopefully, like keep catching them, and so people keep learning.
Yep. And then with some big news from the NCAA, they came out with a proposal stating that they are trying to reduce contact in practice. I don't know. I mean, I have mixed feels about this. I like it, but then I don't. So what's your take on this, GC?
To be honest, it just depends. I feel like you can go full contact in some practices, but like maybe a couple practices less full contact, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like obviously you get better by like making the plays that are real life plays, instead of just like the fake stuff. But it also makes you stronger. So football's been like that forever, and like it's softening and softening and softening. And I think these guys are like not bettering from it, if that makes sense, even though they're staying more healthy. So it's like like a turn off or on. Like you could go either way. So, but it's a toss up for me. I don't really have a for sure answer about that.
Yeah, same, man. And then going to some more news from today's, some very, very sad news, actually shocking news. This news broke out around 6 p.m. And Texas linebacker Sam Ellenger, the brother of quarterback Sam, Ellenger, he was found dead off campus. There's no reports of his death, but definitely prayers for his family. So a couple months back, they lost their dad. So the family's going through a lot, man. So definitely prayers
Yeah.
for the family. That's huge.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know about their dad. That probably had some part to do with that. And obviously the case right now is saying that they've been told that there's no outlet of death to be suspicious here. So I think that's what basically that means is that they're saying that it was probably like suicidal, which is kind of upsetting just because like what a great guy that everyone said he was and what a leader he was and his brother being so successful there at the school. And it's just kind of upsetting to see all that, and like especially with the dad passing away and now him. It's just super hard for that family, and hopefully like Sam Ellinger can up his game now. Just be not that he wanted that to happen, but like now you play for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's like you play for him, you show him like that you wanted him on this earth, but you'll do everything you can to show him that. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, mental health is definitely a big issue right now, man.
Yeah.
All right, going to the last news, and this is some big news if you're LSU fan like GC and I, but quarterback TJ Finley is set to transfer. So GC and I, we knew this was coming, just not sure when it was going to come, but it is out now, so he's officially transferring, man.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, like you said, we both knew it was gonna happen. He did. It just didn't look like he was gonna win that QB room. With that super stacked QB room, especially the guys coming in next year. But I really liked TJ Finley. I didn't think he should be the starter, but I really cared for him, who he was, and the way he kind of played, and the way he kind of looked, and the way like his demeanor and so on. But I mean, he was a top recruit. He's gonna go to another school and be very successful, and I hope he's very successful. I wish no like pain against him in his career or anything like that. Yeah. He'll always be an LSU Tiger, and rooting for him because he deserves that, and he came into LSU knowing this was going to be a tough room, and so kudos to him. And like I said, I don't really love transfers, but he feels more successful that way, yeah. And so rooting for him. So
yeah, I mean, I wish nothing, like for the best for him, man. So
yep.
All right, guys, that is it for college football. We're going to some NFL. The Buccaneers, man, are at it. They have re-signed quarterback Blaine Gabbert with a 1-year deal worth up to $2.5 million.
Huh?
They're
gonna win the Super Bowl now just because of that.
No, this is okay. So what this tells me, GC. So with them re-signing Brady's backup, so this is what this tells me. This tells me that Brady is gonna stay another year, maybe even 2 more years, man.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's probably gonna happen 1 or 2 more years.
I've watched Blaine, Gabbert before. I've seen him shine a lot, man. So this is definitely a good get. It's also, a good get like when you can have a veteran backup to help, Kyle Trask from Florida, coming in.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just two veteran guys that can like teach Kyle Trask later on. But I feel like Tom Brady's not going to really care to teach at that moment in time. It'll just be more like Blaine Gabbert teaching him and Tom Brady just trying to focus and win another Super Bowl, But it's good for him.
Yep. With some more news, the Detroit Lions have released running back Kerryon Johnson.
Dang.
Yeah, no, bro. Big news. So real quick, Johnson ran for 1,225 yards and had 8 touchdowns over 3 seasons. The issue with him, GC, man, was injuries, man.
Yeah, he kept getting injured, but also they have a young running back right now in DeAndre Swift.
Oh, that kid's gonna be a baller, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be tough. So, I mean, obviously they understood that they want Swift to get a lot of touches, and so it was a burden to keep that guy on the roster, and that money being spent so they could use somewhere else, So I think that's probably a good decision for them, and hopefully another team can pick him up and keep him healthy because he's a pretty good running back.
Yep, yes, sir. And then with some interesting news, man. So this was from a couple days ago, but I had no idea about this. But the Atlanta Falcons have signed quarterback A.J. McCarron, man, pairing him up with Julio Jones, man.
Oh my God,
Look,
A.J. McCarron.
I don't think he got his shot to really start. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought he played like a good amount at like the Bengals.
yeah, but I mean the Bengals were the Bengals, man.
Hey man, I will never. You can tell me whatever you want. I mean, I know starting now like Tua's okay and like Jalen is all right, but like you ain't gonna put in no like not racist or nothing, but no white Bama quarterback with a stacked ass team and think he's gonna do something. That's why I said the same thing about Mac Jones. But I mean, we'll see about Mac Jones. He could be different, but
yeah, and I mean honestly, man, I mean I haven't watched AJ McCarron play in forever.
yeah, I know. I mean, I thought he was out the league. I thought he was done, man. Sure, it's like it's like Tim Tebow coming back. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, yes, sir. All right, with some last news from the. Oh, actually, hold on. I think I got two more. Hold on, just real quick. Yeah. I actually got three more, but real quick. So GC and I, talked about this player I think it was a couple weeks ago. But the Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Justin Lane, he pleads guilty to lesser charge, has felony gun charge dropped. He is 23 years old, so really young. So he got pulled over going 89 in a 60 zone.
That sounds like me on a Tuesday.
I'm dead. Hey, man, bro. That sounds like me on Friday, man. After work,
bro. Leaving work and stuff.
Yeah, so they basically found a loaded gun like next to him in his car.
That's not me on a Tuesday. I ain't got no gun, though.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so gun charges dropped. That's big, man. That's huge.
Yeah, that's good for him. Hopefully it'll be a lesser sentence, but obviously, hopefully he learns from that,
Yes, sir. All right, we got two more things to talk about real quick. The NFL, the Dolphins, man. I was a little shocked by this, but the Miami Dolphins released starting safety Bobby McCain. Bobby was a fifth-round draft pick by the Dolphins in 2015. He had 46 tackles and an interception. In 2020. Also, this news came out just recently as well. The Dolphins picked up my boy from the Patriots, man, cornerback Jason McCourty.
Okay.
Yeah. So
definitely the Twins split up, bro.
Yeah, man. The Twins are gone, man.
That's crazy.
All right, with the last news and some pretty big news, if you're a Lions fan, like my old neighbor is, the Lions are paying center Frank Ragnall to a 4-year, $54 million contract extension. He is the highest paid center in the league, man.
Wait, who? I'm sorry?
Frank. I'm probably saying his last name, man. I'm the worst when it comes to names. But I believe his last name is pronounced Ragnell or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but his first name's Frank. But so he signed a 4-year, $54 million contract extension. Look, man, these offensive linemen, man, need to start getting paid a lot better, man.
I mean, you're starting to see like teams like you saw it with the Chiefs, offensive linemen like truly run the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have a good offensive lineman, nothing else happens, unless you're like Lamar Jackson with Louisville. But so.
Yep. Well, that is it for the NFL news. I'll have GC cover NBA, but real quick before he does that, our Lakers, man, are officially taking an L right now. We are getting beat 118-93 by the LA Clippers.
Don't tell him, bro. Don't tell him. Don't talk about it, bro. Okay, so besides the Lakers and besides my Dodgers, whatever, we're not going to talk about it, But so some NBA news. James Harden plans to return before the playoffs. He's been injured for a couple weeks now. They said he wasn't sure if he was going to come back. Now he plans on coming right before. And then the NBA G League plans to launch in New Mexico for this next upcoming season, or not New Mexico,
That's
Mexico
cool.
City. I'm sorry, Mexico City. So yeah, that's really cool. A different opportunity, different scenery. So then also last night, Jokic drops 24 points in the first quarter. I mean, he's unguardable at this point. I mean, he's scoring like I said. But then you look at the end of the game, and he scored like 35.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do you like do that? Like, I don't understand. But whatever. You know me. If I have 24 in the first quarter, I'm gonna have like 90. Anyway, John Morant and Anthony Edwards faced off, and then John Morant had 37 with the win, and then the rookie had 42. Anthony Edwards. I mean, that man's balling out. What you think?
Yeah, man. Well, so I have his rookie card right now, man, and I'm trying to sell it, but man, I mean, like the way he's doing right now, man. I mean, I might keep it.
Right, bro. Keep it till he's like 35. That's bank.
Well, the only issue, man, is he plays for a not so great team. That's the only issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll make them better. They're gonna get better with Karl-Anthony Towns and like D'Lo getting back and everything.
Yeah.
They're a young team, so I'm not worried about them. And then the last thing I have is some of the bigger news just tonight. It's just one thing. Pascal Siakam, he scored 44 points in a 1-point loss in overtime to the Wizards. I think Bradley Beal had like 28, and Russell Westbrook had a triple-double. He had 13, 17, and 17. I mean, my man's a triple-double machine. He's one away from the most all-time. I think he's one behind Oscar Robertson. He has 180, and Oscar Robertson has 181. So that's something super crazy.
Yeah, man, that's big.
Yeah, and like I hear a lot of people talking about him saying like, he's not a good basketball player, and I don't like the way he plays. Like watching him try to score, but I mean he gets his teammates involved. He rebounds. He hustles harder than everybody. So you can't get mad at a man for hustling. So but then let's go to some MLB. I got a decent amount of things, not a lot to.
Baseball.
Right, but not a lot to force y'all on. But so Giancarlo Stanton, he is on a tear right now. Has 8 home runs in 26 games this season. Also is on an all-game hitting streak. Or not bad, an 11-game hitting streak right now. Before the hitting streak, he was hitting a batting average of 158, which is god awful. And then since the hitting streak, he is now hitting 314. And not coincidentally, the Yankees are now 8-3. You know how a couple weeks ago we were talking about how they were sucking it up?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know, man.
Now they're 8-3 in the past 11 games, so they've been balling out. And then big news: Albert Pujols got released. What a great player! He got released on his last year of his deal with the Angels, his 10-year deal. He's on the last year, and he released. I think some team might pick him up, but he's real old. He might retire this year. I think he is retiring this year, actually. If I think that's right, but yeah. So they released him. Sad to see him not finish the season, but what a great career we got to see him watch. What we got to see him like pan out, and what a great player for the MLB. And then sadly, I told you I wasn't gonna talk about the Dodgers, but I gotta talk about them. So Dodgers playing real poorly. 4-13 in their last 17 games. Bullpen blowing leads, batters not hitting, and the depth not performing, injuries piling up. It's just really upsetting to see, but they're going to bring it back. Like people keep trying to trash on the Dodgers just because we're like so stacked and stuff like that. And like they see us losing, and then they'll see us in the playoffs, and then we just smack them. They'll be quiet.
Yes, sir.
But that's besides that, that's all I got. So,
all right, guys. So before we go to discussion time, a game that I was watching before we jumped on the podcast was the Dallas Mavericks take on the Brooklyn Nets. That was a very good game. Back and forth. Kyrie went off. He had 45 points. Luka, my boy Luka, he had 24 points. And Luka, man, so later on in the fourth quarter, man, Luka said, "All right, I'm gonna do a LeBron takeover," and just took the game over himself, and they won 113 to 109. So definitely a good game by Luka. And the Mavericks, man, I feel like can make a late push in the playoffs this year.
Oh, I know. I told my friends, I was like, hey, watch out for the Mavericks. I think that's like a top 2 or 3 team that I think, in my opinion, that can go to like the finals. So if they keep on like that, I mean, it's gonna be hard for them to get beat.
Yep. All right, so going to discussion time. I just have two questions right here. The first one was Coach Jimbo Fisher, man. He came out bold in a conference, and he stated, "Don't worry, this team will beat Alabama." So I was like,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Hey, man, if they keep getting those in-state players and they keep them, I know it's going to be hard now because he's trying to keep those in-state players away from Sarkeesian, But
Yeah, in Texas, yeah.
they got a great school. They're getting better and better. They're getting those recruits. I know they just lost Kellen Mond to the draft, but they got those guys. They're dogs. I mean, they're going to compete with every team. They're going to be a top team. We'll play LSU, and it's going to be a great game against LSU too. So watch out. I mean, I hope they beat Bama. Shoot, screw Bama.
Yeah, well, the one thing is, I feel like Texas A&M. I feel like every year the hype is real with them to where, I mean, like when they play Alabama, people are like, oh crap, like A&M might actually beat Bama, but the last couple of years, I mean, Bama just blew them out.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I mean, we could do it this year. Just tell Texas A&M to play for real this time, and then like they can smack Bama, and then when we play Bama and Texas A&M, LSU will smack both of them, and then it's like that'll make me happy, But I mean,
Yeah.
we can only wish.
Yep. All right. So my last discussion question. All right, man. There's a lot of heat going on with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, man. Somebody was telling me Denver, man. So does that sound right, GC?
That's what I said. I mean, but then I was talking. I watched Colin Cowherd's thing this morning, which is one of my favorite analysts. He just like a storyteller, But it's just fun to listen to him. But he was like, to be honest, I mean, Green Bay is ahead of Denver. Like, talking about if Aaron Rodgers wanted to win a Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, if he wants to go to Denver, he can go to Denver, but he ain't gonna win in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna have to put Devontae Adams in the carry-on and take him over there, but like on the carry-on the plane, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, but if that's what he wants to do, I mean, I said that or the Raiders, so it's a toss-up. We'll see, but I mean, every team's gonna try to get him. So,
yeah. This is a very tough situation because I mean, I really feel like Green Bay really didn't do a lot to help Rodgers. I mean, besides this year's draft, they did good in this year's draft, but other than this year, man, I mean, I mean, for me, I just don't see it. I mean, who are they going to get? That's going to keep him to stay, and it's nobody.
I think at this point, it's just that the GM has beef with him, so he's just drafting for the future at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so lost for words, man, because I'm just like, you have, a quarterback that can take you to the whole thing and win it all.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like you sit there and you're just like ignoring his wants and needs, and it's just like,
yeah,
okay, well, just get out of there. I mean, if you don't want to help him, just leave.
Yeah, man, I'm just confused, lost for words. That's why I was like quiet for like 2 minutes earlier because I'm just like,
no, I understand.
I'm just confused.
Just baffled. Yeah, it is crazy though.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for my discussion question, GC man. So, you have anything?
No, I'm chilling. I try to think of something funny to say, but I mean,
yeah. So with some news, they actually broke out at 9:32 p.m. Some NFL news. Let's see here, because I didn't write this down, so I'm trying to get this on my laptop real quick. All right, yeah. So here we go right here. Tight end Josh Hill retires from football less than 2 months after signing with the Lions. He turns 31 later this month. He spent his first 8 years with the New Orleans Saints before being released in a wave of salary cap cuts. So what's your take on this, man? He retires, after signing a contract, man. That's definitely that's odd.
Yeah, it is, and it has to do with one of two things. So it's either that he got there and didn't care for the organization that he was with, pulling a Gronk, or the second part is that he just got there and he's just like, I can't compete. I don't think I'm going to play here. So he's just like, I think it might be time to shut down. His career is over, and he's starting to understand that. And so that's probably what's happening. I feel like, but either way, kudos to him, understanding of him retiring or not. Hopefully, he is happy with his decision. Just same thing with like people heckling like Andrew Luck and stuff like that. Hopefully, he's happy with his decision, and then hopefully, he has a good retirement. It's really odd, but I mean, everyone does something weird every once in a while.
Yeah, true. And so I'm reading this right now, and the Lions signed a veteran tight end, Darren Fells, as a replacement.
Yeah, wait. What team was it?
The Lions.
Well, yeah, they have Hawkinson, so
yeah.
I mean, like he probably wasn't going to play much either way. So I mean, I completely understand. It would just be more of like a veteran guy to help out. So
yeah, true, man. All right, guys. So that is it for the discussion time. We're going to what to watch for. So we have another sports-packed weekend this weekend, starting on Friday with the NBA. We have the Boston Celtics taking on the Chicago Bulls at 7:30 Eastern time on ESPN. GC, man, who you liking that matchup, Bulls or Celtics?
I'm definitely getting the Celtics. They've been balling out, and so I don't think a team's like been compete with them lately. But I mean, Kemba Walker had like 30 something the other day. So if he's balling like that, then it's gonna be tough to beat.
Yep, true. And then you have our Lakers taking on the Trailblazers at 10 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. I like the Lakers in this matchup, but it's going to be close, man.
Lakers by 50.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Don't write that down, people. Don't write it down. You know what I'm saying? The way the Lakers been playing, Anthony Davis been kind of injured. LeBron been injured. Schroeder out with COVID. I mean, Kuzma's gonna have to drop 45 if we want to win the game. So, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I like my Lakers, but I think I might have to go with the Blazers, the healthy Blazers on this one.
Yeah. Speaking of Blazers, I'm actually gonna go with you as well. Blazers have really good guard play, and without if Davis can't play, that's gonna be huge, man.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, you have UFC Fight Night headlined by women's flyweight fight between Miranda Rodriguez. She is fighting Michelle Watterson. The main card is 8 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN and also ESPN Plus, and the prelims are at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. All right, going to Sunday. You have some more NBA action. You have Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics at 1 p.m. Eastern time. GC, man, who you got in this?
Yeah, I always got to root against my best friend's team, so I'm going to Celtics again. Yeah, they're going to win, and then they're going to win again. They're going to keep on rolling. So,
yes, sir. And then going to some more. So we have the New York Knicks taking on the LA Clippers at 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN, which to me sounds like a very great. Good game.
You mean the Flippers?
Yeah. Sorry,
the Flippers. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think the Knicks got that. I mean, we can't talk about the Flippers like that, So, but the Knicks been balling out. They got Julius Randle up here on MVP candidate talks. So I mean, him and RJ Barrett, and they've been cashing out. So those some dogs right there. So they're gonna fight.
Yeah, I'm telling people, GC, man, don't sleep on Randall or RJ Barrett, man.
Exactly. Young duo. It's an awkward duo, but they've been balling. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have, Derrick Rose has been, around forever.
yeah,
So.
he's been steady. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah. And then with the last game we have for you guys on Sunday night, we got some MLB action, man. We got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Atlanta Braves at 7 p.m. Eastern time. GC, man, who you got? You got Phillies?
Phillies are who?
So versus the Braves.
Oh, I gotta go against my friend's team again. He likes the Heat and the Braves. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go for the Phillies. So
Yeah. Well, in also real quick, man, the Phillies been playing really good.
yeah, they've been playing really well lately. So if they can keep up that roll, I mean, they'll probably start keeping up these wins.
Yep, yes, sir. All right, guys. With that being said, that is all GC and I have for you on this episode. Tune in for the next episode. As always, guys, stay safe. Have a blessed day. Oh, also, before I go, shout out to all the mothers out there, man. Mother's Day is this Sunday, man.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to Noah's mom, man.
And also GC's mom, too. All right, guys.
Right.
You guys take care. Peace, guys.
Deuces.
Yay!